Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about cells, EMF and internal resistance. What is a cell? A cell is a simple device which is used to maintain a steady current in an electric circuit. Now, let us consider a basic cell, simple electrolytic cell. Okay, so we are going to discuss about cells, EMF, that is electromotive force, and internal resistance. Basically, a cell has two electrodes. One is the positive electrode and another one is the negative electrode. So this is the positive electrode and this is the negative electrode. So positive electrode is named as P and the negative electrode as N, and these two electrodes are immersed in the electrolyte. In the electrolyte, the positive and negative ions are charge carriers, and we are going to consider 2 points A and B. The electrodes which exchange charges with the electrolyte and the positive electrode which develops the potential difference between itself and electrolyte, which is taken as V plus, and similarly the negative electrode which develops a negative potential difference between itself and the electrolyte. When no current is drawn from the cell, then the potential difference between P and N is V plus minus V minus. Okay, so this can be written as V plus plus V minus. Okay, and this is known as the EMF. So the potential difference between the positive and negative electrode is EMF when no current is drawn from the cell, and this is greater than 0. So what is this EMF? This EMF is the electromotive force. Actually, it is not a force. It is the work done per charge. Work done per unit charge. So if you assume dW or W be the work done to move the charge Q, then E be the electromotive force. Okay, actually it is the work done. So electromotive force, it is not the force and it is the work done per unit charge, and its unit is, what is the unit of work done? Joule per coulomb, and its SI unit is volt. Okay, this is the unit of EMF, and its SI unit is, SI unit of EMF is volt. Now, in order to understand the significance of this EMF, we are going to connect the two terminals of the cell with the resistor. Okay, so this is the external resistance. Let us state this point as C and this one as D. So this is the direction of the current through the resistor, and this is the direction of the current here. Okay. Now, inside the cell, the direction of the current is from N to P. But outside the cell, that is through the resistor, the direction of the current is from P to N. That is, the direction of the current is from C to D. That is, the steady current is maintained in the circuit. Here in the circuit, we have connected the two terminals of the cell, that is a positive and negative terminal of the cells are connected to the resistor. Okay. And I told you that cell is a device which is used to maintain the steady current. Okay. So how the steady current is maintained here? Here, through the resistor, you look at the direction of the current which is from C to D, that is P to N. Okay. But inside the cell, the direction of the current is from N to P. Okay. And in order to understand this concept very clearly, we are going to consider two cases. Okay. So, what will happen to the current when the value of this resistance R is infinite and finite? Before we go in detail about these two things, I want to explain one more thing also here very clearly, that what is the internal resistance? Actually, the internal resistance is nothing but the resistance offered by the electrolyte, okay, to the flow of current. Or else you can also define the opposition offered by the electrolyte by the cell, the opposition offered by the electrolyte of the cell to the flow of current through it is known as the internal resistance. And usually the internal resistance is represented by the letter small r. Capital R be the external resistance, but the small r be the internal resistance. The resistance offered by the electrolyte, which is nothing but the internal resistance. Okay. So now I told you that we are going to consider two cases here. One is the the first case is, so let us consider the first case. Okay, case number 1. Okay. So in the first case, I am going to consider R, that is capital R is equal to infinite. Capital R is equal to infinite. Okay. And let me recall once again here. What is the direction of the current through the resistor? From P to N, that is C to D. But inside, the direction of the current is from N to P. Okay. So now in order to explain that, we are considering the first case, that is R is equal to infinite. Okay. And you are familiar with the formula, that is from Ohm's law. I is equal to V by R. If R is infinite, then I is equal to 0, which means no current is drawn from the cell. Okay. Now, where V be the potential difference between what? P and N. V be the potential difference between P and N. Okay. So, the potential difference between P and N is V is equal to, so how can you write this? Potential difference between P and A plus potential difference between A and B plus the potential difference between B and N. Okay. So, when R is infinite, then this potential difference between P and N is equal to EMF. Okay. When R is infinite, then E and E are equal. Okay. So we can also say that this is the open circuit. Open circuit. In open circuit, no current is drawn from the cell. So this is the first case. Now let us go to the second case. When R is finite. R is finite. If R is finite, then I is not equal to 0. Okay. Then what is the potential difference between P and N now? V is equal to, again, we are going to take the potential difference between P and A as V plus. Potential difference between B and N is V minus. And the potential difference between A and B is minus IR. What is this IR? This IR is nothing but the potential difference between A and B. Okay. And what is the significance of this negative sign here? Okay. This significance of negative sign is nothing but you take this. I told you that IR is nothing but the potential difference between A and B. Right. So here the current flows from, I told you in the beginning, that is inside the cell, what is the direction of the current? So the direction of the current is from B to A. Okay. But outside it is from like this. Okay. So that is why here the negative sign. Okay. So the significance of negative sign is nothing but the inside the cell, the current flows from B to A. Okay. That is why here it is negative. Okay. And I be the current and R be the internal resistance. So the potential difference between A and B is minus IR. Okay. So now we are going to replace this V plus V minus as E, that is, which is nothing but internal resist, the EMF. Okay. So IR. Okay. So you keep this mind. This is very important, children. So we have started with the cell. Okay. The cell has a basically which has two electrodes, positive and negative electrode, and which is um, immersed in the electrolyte. And in the electrolyte, what are charge carriers? Positive and negative ions are charge carriers. And we assumed that V plus be the potential difference between the positive electrode and the electrolyte, and minus V minus is the negative potential difference between the negative electrode and the electrolyte. And when no current is drawn from the cell, or when no resistance is there, what is the EMF? That is the potential which remains the same throughout the electrolyte. Okay. So the potential which remains the same throughout the liquid. So we have taken V plus minus V minus. Minus V minus is equal to V plus V minus, which is nothing but the EMF, and the EMF value which is greater than 0. And I told you that the electromotive force, which is not the force, actually it is the work done. Okay. Work done per unit charge, that is E is equal to W by Q, and the SI unit of EMF is volt. And I told you about that internal resistance also, that is the resistance offered by the electrolyte. And we consider two cases when R is infinite and R is finite. R is infinite means open circuit, R is finite in the closed circuit. Okay. So in the open circuit, the potential difference is equal to EMF, but in the closed circuit, the potential difference is equal to EMF minus IR. Okay. So now we are going to consider this last expression, that is V is equal to E minus IR. Let us take V is equal to E minus IR. Okay. And we are going to see the relation between internal resistance, EMF, and current, everything. Okay. And by Ohm's law. You all of you are familiar with Ohm's law, right? By Ohm's law. What is V? V is equal to IR. Okay. So can we write it as IR is equal to E minus IR? Yes. So IR plus IR is equal to E, or take this I, R plus R is equal to E, or I is equal to E minus R plus R. Okay. So this is the relation between current, EMF, external resistance and internal resistance. Okay. Now let us consider when R is equal to 0, then I will be the maximum. Okay. So E divided by R. So when R is equal to 0, then we can draw maximum amount of current from the cell, but normally which is not possible. This current will be somewhat lesser than this maximum current. Okay, we cannot draw the maximum current, because when we draw the maximum current, then the cell or battery which may damage very easily. And one more thing I want to tell you here, that internal resistance of the dry cells always greater than internal resistance of the electrolytic cells. Okay, internal resistance of the electrolytic cells. And one more thing also I want to explain here, whether always this EMF will be greater than the potential difference. Okay, actually during, we know that the cell can be either charged or discharged. Okay, so what is the potential difference when the cell is being charged? When we charge the cell, this potential difference is equal to EMF plus IR. Okay, this is during the charging process. Okay, during charging. So keep it in mind that I told you that always E will be greater than V. E is greater, EMF will be greater than the potential difference. But during charging process alone, V is equal to E plus IR. But during the discharging, V is equal to E minus IR. So these two are very, very important. Okay. Now, let us recall once again about what is EMF and what is the potential difference, the difference between EMF and potential difference, and what are the factors on which internal resistance depends. Okay, so this is I'm going to do the recap once again. So we started with cell. What is the cell? So the devices which can maintain a potential difference or which can maintain a steady current in an electric circuit is a battery or a cell. So the devices which can maintain a potential difference between 2 points are known as seats of EMF. Normally they are battery or a cell. And we know that the seat of EMF which maintain its upper terminal positive and lower terminal negative, and they are represented by positive and negative sign. That is I explained that positive electrode and negative electrode, and actually in between that is these two positive and negative electrodes, or in the electrolytic cell, they are immersed in the electrolyte, and what is happening inside the cell, everything I explained already. So again, I told you that this electromotive force, about the electromotive force as the seat of EMF which has to perform work on the positive charge carriers that enters its negative terminal, and the positive charges have to be moved from the lower potential to the higher potential through the seat of EMF. That is, positive charges have to be moved from the lower potential to the higher potential through the seat of EMF. And we defined the electromotive force. The electromotive force is the maximum potential difference between the two electrodes of the cell when no current is drawn from the cell. Yes, here is the formula to calculate. EMF, if dW is the work done in moving dq units of positive charges through the seats of EMF, then EMF is given by E is equal to dW by dq. Okay, so E is equal to dW by dq, and its SI unit is volt, because we know that the unit of work done is joule and the unit of charge is coulomb. Okay, so EMF, which is not the force, it is the work done. And electromotive force is not a force but work done per unit charge. Okay, electromotive force, it is not a force, it is the work done per unit charge. And now let us see the difference between EMF and potential difference. It is the difference, EMF is the difference of potential between the two terminals of a cell in an open circuit when no current is drawn from the cell. And potential difference is the difference of potential between any 2 points in a closed circuit. And EMF is independent of the resistance of the circuit, but the potential difference is proportional to the resistance between 2 points, and EMF is used only for the source of EMF, but the potential difference is measured between any 2 points of the electric circuit. The EMF is greater than the potential difference between any 2 points of a circuit, and when the cell is being charged, the potential difference between its two terminals is larger than the EMF of the cell. So I explained about that. When V is equal to E plus IR, when V is equal to E minus IR. Being charging process, V is equal to E plus IR. During discharging, V is equal to E minus IR. Okay. And what is the internal resistance? The internal resistance the opposition offered by the electrolyte of the cell to the flow of electric current through it is called the internal resistance, and it is generally denoted by R. And the value of internal resistance for a freshly prepared cell is very low, but when you use the cell again and again, so over the period of time the internal resistance will also increase, so which is given here. However, the cell is used more and more, the value of internal resistance also keeps on increasing. And now let's see what are the factors on which this internal resistance depends. larger the separation between the electrodes of the cell, more the length of the electrolyte through which current has to flow, and consequently a higher level of internal resistance. Actually, we know that resistance which is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to the area. Okay. Uh, so the separation between the electrodes should be very less. Okay, that is the positive and negative electrodes. They should be very close. And greater the conductivity of the electrolyte, lesser is the internal resistance of the cell. So the internal resistance, which also depends on nature of the electrolyte. So the first one is the separation between the electrolytes, that is length. Okay. And these are the two factors. Let's see what is the third factor. The third factor is the internal resistance of a cell is inversely proportional to the common area of the electrodes dipping in the electrolyte, and the internal resistance of a cell also depends on the nature of the electrode. Okay, so these are the factors on which internal resistance depends. So today we discussed about cell, EMF, and potential difference. That is the difference between potential difference and EMF, and also we discussed about internal resistance, and we discussed about what are the factors on which internal resistance depends. Hope you all of you understood the today's topic, and tomorrow let us see cells in series and cells in parallel. Thank you, students.